And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Contact there entering turn 1.
Around goes the 9. Oh, he cuts back at the track and he gets squandered. Zion pips it up into the air.
Welcome everybody to a special presentation live on VSPEED. It's the BTDY Martin Sports Racing Series, and tonight I have a special guest on track. Alec Martinez is going to be out there tonight. Hello. How are you tonight?
I'm great, man. We're at the home track. It's Auto Club Speedway. Street stocks, it's all-star night, so that's always good. And really, it's just a fun event. I know not all the big names are here, but it's time to, we're going to have fun. It's these cars, the draft's going to be big, and if we do get to test out the new dynamic track is just updated by iRacing not too long ago, last week actually. So should be interesting. There's 2 stages, 50 laps, and as I mentioned, 25 and 25. I might only do the first 25. I'm excited to be back in car racing with these guys, and it's my home track. So I thought, why not? It's going to be fun. It's an all-star race. Have some fun with it. You never know. And I'd love to take these boys down, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Street stocks at any racetrack is always interesting. Should be wide open all the way around this place. Looked a little loose if you got too low in the corners and someone up on the bumper. But bump drafting, going to be a factor. It's going to be a lot like Daytona, pack racing. But let's take you down trackside now for your grid. Starting up on the pole. This driver right here, he's been having a stellar season, but here he goes up on the point. Angelo Hironis in the number 29. Starting on the outside of him, you're going to have Dennis Faircloth in the number 80. Row number 2 is going to belong to Noah Mikowski and Seth Hatchell. Row number 3, Alan Dice with Joshua Banks. 7th spot will be Brandon Vasquez and Nick Starling. And rounding out that top 10, you've got Cody Atkins and Max Cost.
And then 11th, you got Ray Massey, Dallas Sullivan. Behind them, Adam Cabot and myself starting off 14th. And then row number 8, it's going to be Yusuf Ghali and Chris Martin. There's only 16 guys here, so it's not too bad. A smaller field, but you know it's going to be. It's all-star races to have fun, and boy, these street stocks should put on a show here tonight. There's going to be a lot of beating and bang, I can tell you that. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm going to be a little bit more quiet as we're going to be racing from in the car. So anytime Bradley wants to get a word from me, I guess I'll respond from in the car.
Can do, Alec. Well, here we go for our first stage. 20 laps. When the leader crosses the line at lap 20, we're going to take an invert of the top 10 with a dice roll. Then we're going to run the second stage. 50 laps in the second stage, I believe, if that's correct. The information I have here on the screen. So based off of that, should be interesting, to say the least. And looks like one driver taking it down through the grass to get around these guys as we get ready for grid. That is Brandon Vasquez just passing them all on the bottom. And the dice roll here for the qualifying effort. Going to invert the entire field. As they try to sort out their starting positions, we'll have to go back through and figure out where everyone is located. You can see Angelo Horonis looks like he's going to be somewhere around the 8th position. I believe they're going to put the number 81, Cody Atkins, up on the front. And the number 69, supposed to be the 94, but will be in the 69 here tonight. That's Nick Starling, 69 on track. So we're going to take an extra pace lap to get this all sorted out. The long 2-mile oval here at Auto Club Fontana, California, opened in 1997, and unfortunately has been taken off the schedule and is being deconstructed for what I believe is a housing development.
I thought some company bought it out, but if it's a housing development, that well, dang. No more racetrack. The short track they're probably not going to happen. If that's the case.
I'm not entirely sure what the reason is, but it's unfortunate. The track had a very short lifespan of only about 25 years. So
yeah, heck, only one coat of asphalt was on it, and then they took it off the schedule. So
yeah,
unfortunately, my home track, I hate that it's gone within the next. It's gone after this year. Glad I got to see Kyle Busch once. You know, been my favorite driver ever since I was growing up, and good to see him win at the home track. But unfortunately, it's just it's a shame that they got rid of this track because, man, the last few years, man, they were special. Watching everybody in whether it was Cup Series, Xfinity Series, the races were always good. And the one thing about this racetrack was from bottom on the apron all the way to the wall was usable, and now you're just not going to get that anymore. Oh no, the paint scheme hasn't loaded. That is a shame.
Well, we'll try to get that refresh for you, Alec. If you run the second heat, I'll try to do that.
Boy, all right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, we are not in the Exalted car, I can tell you that.
You are in the number 18, though. Here we go, getting ready to go, and starting on the inside, Cody Atkins. Green flag up in the air, and we're live tonight for the KHIO All-Star Event BTDY Racing League. It's coming around to lead lap number 1. Cody Atkins goes across the line. Out on the back bumper is the number 19 of Vasquez. Atkins on the inside, and Vasquez gets loose. They're still trying to fix it. The 18 slips through the middle. They save it. The 32 of Massey down on the bottom. He's going to fall all the way back to the final position, but great job saving that. 3 cars involved in that.
The heck of a save from Vasquez. I'll tell you, he should have easily went around, but man, he's able to keep that car so controlled, and then everybody around them missing, and I probably just throttled it. But other than that, you know, everybody being able to. But the one thing this is going to change. Look at how spread out the field has gotten. You got about a 7-car breakaway with Faircloth, last car of the draft. And you got Max and myself. We're about a second back. And now, if you're these 2 cars here, you're the 18 and the 63, you're going to want to push each other up to this back, especially with them running side by side. And right now, Max is going to have to do a good job holding pretty wheel, keeping it flat out. And then I'm just going to have to push them all the way down these straightaways, especially with the draft. But the good thing is, these guys are all running side by side, and now even 3 wide.
Yeah, they're like 3 wide there in front of you.
And that's going to stall them out a whole lot, and that should allow us to catch up. But we really got to get some pace down here.
You got Banks in the middle there taking point, but you have the 17 of Adam Cabot pushing on the rear bumper. They almost get clear of the 69. But I tell you, they're racing side by side like that. You got the 03 of Mikowski on the outside. holding his own. I think you guys can catch up if,
I hope.
it's like you got the draft a little bit here.
We got a little bit from Max, and Max in that Twisted T car. He's doing a great job, but I think we got to open up the arc a little bit more, and then I think you got to kind of cut it down. The problem is they are not too bad on pace, the leaders, but I think that line right there, you get a wide arc, and then you kind of cut it down in the center of the corner, and then I don't think we're going to see everybody move up to the wall here. These cars are just a little bit too slow. And I think if you open up the exit here, kind of do the normal Auto Club line where you enter up high a little bit and then kind of arc it into the corner, point the car in the center of the corner right there, and it scrubs a lot less speed. And right there, Max he's taking a shallower entry. It's not bad because we got draft, but when he takes that shallow entry, watches the car up, and then when he watches the car up, it kills all the momentum, especially at Auto Club. In these cars, the draft is so big, so important. Momentum is key.
Might have to get around old Max Cost and show him the line. 4 wide into the front. 35 of Banks, the 03 of Mikowski, Cabot, Starling, 4 wide, then 3 wide behind him. The 80 of Faircloth, the 81 of Atkins, the 29, the pole sitter. And these guys still aren't done. 4 wide around the whole track.
And Auto Club Speedway, one of the slogans before its ending was flat out and 5 wide. And right there, they've been flat out, and they're 4 wide. They could easily go 5 if they really wanted to. But right now, look at these guys still fanning out. Nobody's going to be able to break away here, and I think it's going to be very hard to see guys break away from the pack. And this pack now is only a 9-car pack. 10th, Hatchell, Golly, they're about two seconds back, and unfortunately, they're going to probably have to wait till the stage break when we get that caution at halfway. But man, these guys are brawling right now. And look at all the usage of lines. You got 5 different lines pretty much. And a little stat about Angelo Ronis, he is really, really good in exhibition races. I know he hasn't won an official race, as in a recorded race for points, but when it comes to these exhibition races, All-Star, and even the Clash, the beginning of the year, Angelo Ronis has had a really, really good record. And I don't know if you recall, but a couple of years ago, I would say about 2 seasons ago, about a year ago, Angelo Ronis swept the off-season, or I should say off-season, but I should say the exhibition races, won the Clash at Daytona, and then came back and won the All-Stars, which I believe it was at North Wilkesboro. And right now, he got the pole, so he's off to a pretty good start.
Well, you're back in the draft, Alec, and how's it feel now that you have that air?
Feels really good, but I'm noticing in Auto Club is such a abrasive track on tires, and it's always been, but these tires, they're wearing out, and we're going to start seeing these cars slide around a lot more. I'm starting to notice these cars sliding around a little bit more. The front end's not wanting to hook up as good, and the back end is really not wanting to hook up, and the car's really starting to slide around. And especially when you get in the draft around other cars, it really, really affects the handling. But the question is, does this apron work with how much slower these cars are? It seems like it can work, but it does kill a little bit of momentum, especially off the corner.
Riding on board here with the 17 of Adam Cabot. He's putting a lot of counter steer in the exit of these corners to keep that thing going the right way.
Oh,
and he's doing it. Wow, he's 3 wide.
Yeah, he was doing good, but Mikowski and Banks were just door banging down the straightaway, and that time it's man, these guys can't seem to break away. The question is, if you're in the second, third row, if we're in the second or third row back here, I think it's really hard to get a good draft and to really make moves. Oh, look at that!
Oh, contact there with the 35 and the 69. That's 94 of Nick Starling on track 69. And I tell you what, that 29 of Heronis might have the momentum here.
He's on that far lane, though. I don't know if that's going to work as good as he was hoping it to. I think you could probably use the second or third. Oh, man, big bump there from Banks to Cabot. And almost spun Cabot around in front of this whole entire pack. And now Mikowski's going to shoot up 3 wide to the outside. Now they're going to still be 3 wide. Cabot all clear by himself. Starling on the inside, tucked up right behind Cabot. And then Mikowski all by himself. Really no help here. Now he's going to bounce off of Joshua Banks. And now he's going to fall back to the clutches of me and even Starling. But Mikowski's, oh, look at that little contact between these two. And this sets up the run perfect for me. And Cabot's going to block me. But I got too much of a run to where he's going to have no answer for it. But now I have a shallow entry, and I don't think he's going to expect me to do this. I'm going to enter on the apron because I think it works. And there's a little bit of grip down there, although he's going to pinch me down.
Oh, the 69 behind you. He went down to the grass.
Oh, man. I think that's a bad bump.
It came back up the track, Alec. I think you're going to be neck and neck here at the line. Cabot's going to get this one, but the momentum, you lost your drafting partner. You went down on the apron and took him with you.
I did. Oh, Cabot. Ooh, baby, careful with that one. Cabot's been really aggressive, and obviously all-star race, I get it, and it's a long 50-lap race, but he is pinching really hard.
Oh, we got to push up. Banks pushes the 03 of Mikowski up to the wall.
Oh, we're door banging here. Look at this. Now Cabot and Angela did a great thing there, crossing us both over. And right now, Cabot now all the way on the outside. I'm stuck in the middle here. And the problem for Cabot is he's going to have a really wide entry. He's going to pitch me as hard as he can. And we're going to be making contact the entire quarter. He's doing a great job. Kind of halt my momentum, but Banks going to have a massive run. He might take us 4 here.
Banks is going to take it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. You guys are stuck in a sandwich with the 29 Hronis. I think Banks is going to get it at the line. It's Cabot on the outside. That was close.
Oh, man, this is as tight as it gets. You got to hold a pretty wheel here when you're in this situation. Look at that. Mikowski's going to take us 5.
There's 5 wide on the outside with the 03 of Mikowski.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to get hooked.
Hold it in the middle.
Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good.
Cabot backs out of it.
Here. Man, that was a great move there. But I think Mikowski's still going to be aggressive and take us 4. And I'll tell you, I respect it. As Rona's going to kind of pull ahead here. Mikowski's finally going to get help from Faircloth. That should help him out here. But Rona's going to slide up. And that's going to pinch here 4 wide for 2 on the second row. But now Ronas has to make a choice. Does he want the 18 pushing him or does he want the 17 pushing him? I guess he wants the 18. But now Cabot's got he's got a whole lot of help from Cody Atkins.
And the 35 of Banks has help from Faircloth down there and the 63 of Cost. You guys 4 wide. I'm surprised that Mikowski's been able to hold it up there as long as he has.
He's doing a great job holding it up there. And here, now this pack is kind of broken apart. And now I kind of lost some track position. Mikowski's lost some track position, but I think that outside lane, it helps, but I think Noah's going to need a partner to go with him to make that line work. And look at this little shuffling there in the pack. Cabot going to shoot up to the middle. Banks going to come up, but he's going to slide up. And look at this, going to get all the way down to the
all
apron.
Those cars sliding. Hold it down there, Alec Martinez. On board here with you.
Yeah, we're keeping it close, but Faircloth, he's going to shoot down to the inside here. Let's see if this works. They're going to be 4 wide here for the lead. Bunch of help coming to Angelo Ronas on the outside. I think Ronas starting to realize that outside lane works. And maybe we talked about that dynamic track that just came in. Maybe that lane has cooled off a little bit, and it's allowing for there to be more rubber to be laid down.
I tell you what, that outside line is doing a phenomenal job. Now the 29 and the 03 are getting it something going.
Oh, they got that 2-car tandem working pretty good.
Yeah, I think that outside, you got Cabot in front, holding neck and neck. Cabot's going to drop down across Faircloth all the way to the bottom. He was able to take that arc. And now the back end steps out for all 4 of you and into the door of the 29 as he gets pushed by the 03 of Mikowski. I don't know how you guys haven't wrecked it yet.
I don't know how we haven't wrecked it either. And we're about 10 laps away from, or I'd say about 11 laps away from the halfway break in the first caution of the stage. And don't get me wrong, that's going to be good for everybody to take tires, but the other problem is going to be it's going to bunch up this field again. There were 17 race cars that loaded, or there are 16 race cars that loaded into this race, and it'll bunch everybody back together. And even if they have damage, one fast repair in the pit, actually no fast repairs in the pit, so that might not help the situation out much. But now, see, let's go try this outside lane. It's probably cooler than most lanes, but it's such a wide entry into the corner that I don't really know if it's going to help, especially down the straightaway. Although the straightaway, you get in the draft here and you're going to carry a whole lot of momentum. Now that I got a pusher, that's going to help a lot too, but I think we're just too stalled out at the moment.
Yeah, car very momentum based, and now a little block there from Cabot. 29 Hronis is going to take you with him all the way to the outside in turn 1. 4 wide again, and Faircloth has the lead on the bottom. He has a little help there with Atkins and the 81, the 35 of Banks. As they try to stay neck and neck, Cabot not getting any help here. That aggressive driving probably deterred a few people from running with him. Hronis drops down. I think the 29 is just trying to find the pinch here.
Oh, Cabot's gonna get turned. Oh no!
Into the wall hard, and the 29's around.
That's caution. I think that's gonna do it for the 18 crew.
That looks a little broken.
Well, it was fun while it lasted, boys. I guess I'll be coming up to the booth to join you here pretty soon. And from what I could tell there, it looked like everybody kind of got hooked together. I'm curious. I do want to see a replay. Let's take a look here. I mean, we're all 4-1. Everybody's pretty much got a partner other than Cabot. And Faircloth all the way on the bottom. He's got Cody to help him here. And then right here, you see Mikulski kind of bouncing off a Cabot. And then right there, the 17 gets hooked onto the 35. And then I get, and then I really nowhere for me to go. And I think, unfortunately, that might be race ending for Banks. And I know that's for sure race ending for me because I don't have a right front wheel. And I generally don't think I have a right front tire. So it's going to be interesting here. But I think Banks might be finding a lot of damage, though. But the 18, the toe is knocked out of it. And it's going to probably do it. As you can see, there's a lot of damage on that car. So
yeah, I don't think your right front tire is not contacting the track.
To the suspension, I can tell you that. It's like going forward. And yeah, well, it was fun while it lasted. Hopefully you got a good insight from what I'm seeing in the race car and seeing what's going on here. And see if I can stop. But yeah, a lot of damage. And yeah, I'll be hopping up in the booth with you shortly. Got to take a quick little golf cart ride to you, but it was fun while it lasted.
Dennis Faircloth leads him down pit road. 03 of Noah Mikulski, and yeah, I think that's race ending for the 35 of Banks. 17 might be out. I have to wait and see what he's got going on. He's got some heavy right front damage as well. Yeah, it's looking like Cabot's going to be probably done for the night. They're changing right side, right rear on the 17. But yeah, he's definitely going to have a meatball flag. I don't foresee the 17 coming out of his pit stall here. It looks like it's still up on the jack.
Yeah, I would think it's probably going to be over. Cap's got a lot of damage. Yeah, we're done and we're back now, and let's take another look at that replay. Just see what happened there. It looked like just cars getting together. Cars kind of just. Cabot is done. He's got a lot of damage, and he'll probably be done for the night as well. Yeah. So and look at this. I mean, the whole pack is together. There's a bunch of moving around, and I tell you what, with all that race that's going on, that second pack is coming. And now 3 of those cars are out, so you have to put those 3 in. But onboard Cabot can see they kind of get hooked together right there with the 35 and the 17, and then right there, there's just. They run out of racetrack. Even though how wide the track is, they just slid up so much that you pretty much run out of racetrack, and then all 3 of those cars just go straight up into the outside wall.
I was looking at the 35 of Banks, and whoever painted that car did a phenomenal job making it look like an IROC series from the 70s. But yeah, that's a tough shot there. And I mean, the 17 pinching the 35, you guys have been leaning on each other pretty much the whole time. I think it was just the wrong part of the car.
Even Banks, look at Banks. He probably had the worst, looked like the worst of it, and he's fine. He's still back on the track. Got some damage, but he's still got a chance at least.
The steering wheel looks like it's holding straight, so the suspension good to go.
He did take kind of a square hit into the wall, so. Yeah. Not bad, I guess.
He's going to come back down pit road and try to get some more of that repaired. The right side of that car pretty smashed in.
Ooh, the right side doesn't look too good, that's for sure.
Seen better days, but the 35 going to try to get as much of that repaired as possible. And I kind of like the touch there with the clear coat to make it look.
I do like that. And you know, I'll give the new damage model some credit. It looks pretty good. Like you can see the crinkles in the right side pretty good, I must say.
So back up front here, Seth Hatchell is going to take over the lead on lap 18. I think they're going to roll. I wasn't sure if they were going to go back green, but it looks like they delayed the yellow. They're going to count this as the stage.
Interesting.
Okay, so officially, unofficially?
Officially, unofficially, yes. And they'll get this probably a little more sorted out. So how about we get a quick word from our sponsors, as this is going to be the halfway break. So get a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll have this lineup set up for you in a hop, skip, and a jip. So just sit back, relax, get yourself a cold beverage, and we'll be right back for a quick commercial break.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit, a custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started. There is an
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Back here live, KHIO All-Star Night, getting ready to go green on lap 20 for the second stage, and the green flag is out. We're back live in racing. Alec Martinez had to take an early vacation from this race, but it looked like it was a lot of fun.
It sure was, and boy, I'm looking forward, now that I've been able to be in the car, it kind of helps what you might be able to predict here is so far Mikulski out all by himself, or not by himself, really. He's got Nick Starling kind of tucked up behind him, and now as they get down the backstretch, it's going to fan out quick, although Starling going to give a nice little shove to Mikulski down the backstretch. But here comes the run from Faircloth and Sullivan, tucked in line, about 6 cars in a row, even more than that. But here they go, fanning out down the backstretch. Faircloth goes high, down Sullivan almost faked low, but now going to have to be a pusher here as Dice way up the racetrack.
So looked like Faircloth had a run there for a moment, but the 03 of Mikulski pulls the 69 of Starling back up alongside. They're going to go 3 wide across the line here. And now Sullivan going to get a big run. Maybe 4 wide into 1.
He thought about it, but Faircloth's going to open up way too wide here. I think this is going to affect here as Mikulski pushes up, allows Starling to also push up the racetrack. And now Dice is going to be able to choose who does he want to propel forward. Although the outside lane, middle, no helping, kind of in the sucker hole here. But Faircloth side drafts, pulls up high, but that allows Sullivan with the hole. Won't be able to do it. And still a dead heat into turn 3 between Mikulski, Starling, and Faircloth. And Dice, Sullivan, Samard, and Atkins. Yes, those are not the big names you normally hear up at the front, but man, these guys getting some TV time. And boy, I love the IROC cars that Dennis Faircloth. But oh, there's contact there between Starling and Faircloth.
A little too much pinch there by the 80, and it almost sent the 69 of Starling around, somehow able to hold on to it. If they would have tried that in the turn, I think we would have saw what we saw with Banks.
I think there would have been a really good chance that something like that would happen.
And they come down the back straight away. The 03 of Mikulski still holding on just by a nose now with Starling. But the 5 of Dice doing a phenomenal job. That shallower entry is going to work for a while, but as this run progresses, it's kind of what we saw in the first run.
It is, and it will start getting a little bit tougher to hold down to the bottom. But now this whole pack of cars is all together. So they're going to make more contact. Starling and Mikulski make contact. Now it's about 2 rows of 2 wide. Top 2 clear, but then Sullivan giving a nice shove to Starling. Should propel him ahead, though. Mikulski going to kind of cut it close there between almost getting hooked by the 46. He's going to clip the apron here, and it's going to move him up the track, and it might cost him some momentum down the backstretch here, as now there's going to be help to Nick Starling from teammate Dallas Sullivan, although Mikulski making sure he stalls that run out, but here comes the push, and down the backstretch they'll go. Starling pulling and inching ahead. Now about that car in the middle of the pack there, and that's Ray Massey. Haven't talked about him tonight, but the rookie looking not too bad and having a chance at winning this race and taking the cash.
Yeah, and the 32 of Massey actually had problems very early. More contact in the 03 and the 69. They door bang hard here across the line, and Mikulski's going to lead that time by. I think that's what it was all about.
Looked to be that way, but man, these guys...
Man, taking them all the way up the racetrack. And I tell you what, the 03, how about the confidence level after last week, almost getting that win, led a lot of laps at the end of that race. And, you know, secretly biased up here in the booth, I wanted Mikulski to get that win as they door each other some more.
Ooh.
It's looking like a next gen at Talladega.
It is, and man, these guys are going at it. And yeah, Mikulski, he looked like he could have won that race. And up here, we discussed after the race, man. Even though Yusuf Khan won, he's my pick here. It's such an awesome story for Noah Mikulski to win that race. Right there, he slipped some, allowed Dice to have a hold, but Dice didn't take it. And in this race, you got to be aggressive, make those moves. As we are now halfway done with the BTDY All-Star Race here at Auto Club Speedway. Not only is this the All-Star Race, this will also be the track that holds the BTDY championship here, as one caution for 15 lead changes, and that lead change number is only going to get bigger as this race continues to go. Starling now pinches the 03. They make a little more contact. Now Sullivan going to give a nice little shove to Starling. No help to the 03 car, but he's holding his own down there. And we talked about him last week. Could have won. He's a chase driver this year for the first time in his BTDY career. And man, if he can come out and win the All-Star Race, what will that do for the momentum of his car? Even though next week, and might I point out, next week before we all celebrate the holidays of Christmas and New Year's, we're going to Atlanta for the first race of the BTDY Chase for the Cup. And right now, boy, are these guys putting on a heck of an all-star race. There's only half of the chase field in this race, but a lot of the non-chasers showing why they should have belonged in the chase of 12.
So the 69 machine is able to hold out the nose there for that lap lead. The 46 of Dallas Sullivan pushing him. Mikulski has a new partner down there. Somehow Ray Massey gets around the 5 of Dice. I think what you were saying there with Dice not being as aggressive as he needed to be, Massey just put the car where there was a hole and took it from him.
Yes, he did. He's really moving around as much moving around. Oh my lord, that bumper from Yusuf Ghali is horrendous. But look at this, Mikulski finally going to clear, but that allows Ray Massey with a chance. Oh, look at that! Mikulski gets split and now goes into the sucker hole in the middle. He'll have a push from Ghali, Massey on the inside, Starling on the outside, and now it's 3 rows of 3 wide. But here comes Fairclough, gonna make it 4 wide, go high, wide, and handsome.
He's gonna drop down, get a little bit of air. I think he's gonna have a little bit of draft.
Oh, Mikulski tried to move Starling up, he did, but that hurt his momentum. And look at Sullivan trying to shoot the gap and stick his teammate out of the way. And Dallas Sullivan gonna go, but look at Fairclough gonna take it 5 wide.
Fairclough all the way up against the wall there.
that bottom is starting to slide, and I think we're starting to notice in this run as the tires are starting to fall off a little bit, that third lane might be the best lane to be in because it's a little bit cooler, and with this dynamic track ways, it's starting to get a little bit, just a little bit more grip, and the outside lanes are starting to get some more grip as the tires wear. That outside lane will become better and better if it stays cool and less cars run on it.
Well, they're all gripped up and pinching the bottom. And I think that's to break the momentum of Ray Massey and Alan Dice down there. Kind of what we saw in the first run. The outside started to prevail because the bottom couldn't take that arc into the corner and carry the entry speed.
Oh, Faircloth in the wall! Just brushed it on the outside here. He's really trying to go up higher and higher. I just don't think I think the track is too wide and too big for that outside lane to work, because these cars just don't have enough horsepower to make it work. If it was a cup car, he'd be looking really good. But look at this! Yusuf Ghali sends it up to the inside, and it goes 4 wide. Mikulski falls back, and Rodas now stuck in that second lane, 4 wide into turn 1. Starling backs out, and Mikulski fights once again. He's loose. He's trying to save it. He will, but they're still 4 wide off of turn number 2.
And Yusuf Ghali, he's going to block both lanes.
Oh boy, that front end is something, but Ghali's got help from his teammate. And right here, ooh, this is a tight spot. Mikulski's been aggressive, pinching, and only so long. It's only going to work for so long because, man, it might get himself took or hook somebody. Ghali going to try to make a late decision. Won't be able to block. There'll be 4 wide for the lead again. Although Mikulski just no help here. Oh, there they go! They bounce off each other. Mikulski into the wall. Caution comes out. Starling's in it as well. And Dallas Sullivan with some more damage, and Mikulski and Starling wreck out of the All-Star race.
Mikulski had heavy contact with the 29 of Hronis and then bounced back up the track into the 94.
And now take a look at the instant replay there. 4 and 5 wide, and we talked about how much these guys were just beating and banging, and it was only going to last for so long. And here they're just 4 wide. You got Ghali in the middle in that brown car 54. Bounce off of Hronis. They bounce off again of Ghali. Unfortunately, Dallas Sullivan was there, and then Starling takes a nice hit in the front end. Ripped off of that car. I think Dallas might be 5, but take another look at it here. As 4 wide again, this track wide enough to run that many. And right here, they just bounce off each other. Really nowhere for Dallas to go. That was a hard hit to the right front.
94, Nick Starling done for the night. The entire nose ripped off that car.
Starling's done. They could put a new front end on that car. It just depends. Is there suspension damage?
And as hard as he hit that outside wall, I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Well, the thing is, he didn't hit the outside wall. Now, Mikulski and Dallas Sullivan did, but I think Starling just ripped the front end off. And in this case, I think they could just put a new front end on it and send it back out there. Oh boy. Bold decisions there from Chris Samard, Seth Hatchell. Staying out. The VSPEED guy is going to stay out, but the rest going to come in and take tires, which could be an interesting strategy to go on for this race if there's another caution. And, oh man, this is going to be interesting. Joshua Banks, unfortunately, out of the race. So Cabot back on the racetrack, but still in pit road. Now we're going to leave about 12 cars on the racetrack. Dallas Sullivan, a lot of damage. Cost with a lot of damage. And, yeah. Or not Cost, but Starling. I think they got a new front end on that car, if I'm not mistaken. But the top 2 staying out, the VSPEED teammates. 32 laps into this event. And yeah, they did put a new front end on the 69 machine of Nick Starling. And well, we're under caution. And while he's getting damage fixed, which will be Noah Mikulski, let's see if we can pull him in and get a look at what happened. Noah Mikulski, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VC booth. Got a copy? Noah Mikulski, Bradley Cooper, Alec Martinez, VC booth. Got a copy? I don't think Noah's got us.
No, I think he stepped away from the car for a minute.
He may have. And as they're still in Starling, still in pit road. Well, how about we pull in Chris Samard? Haven't talked to him all year. How about we pull old Chris in here, see what he's going on here. Chris Samard, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're leading this race looking like a different tire strategy than everybody. How are you feeling here for this All-Star race that's been going on? It's been an eventful one, might I point out. So
It's been a lot of fun. I don't know if my strategy is going to work with no tires, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just having a fun time. So
yeah, and I got to ask you, the tire strategies. Do you still have a set of tires in the pits?
I do still have one set of tires in the pits, but it doesn't seem like the tires are all that much of a factor. So we'll see how it goes. My teammate did the same thing, so we'll see how we do here. So.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time. Before I let you go, is that dynamic track kicking in, or are these cars too slow to really tell?
I think it's a little too slow to really tell, but maybe a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a little too slow to tell, but.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Chris. Good luck, and maybe you're bringing home some cold hard cash here after this race is over.
I'm hoping so. The way my season's going, I need something like that. So.
Well, we appreciate your time, Chris. Good luck.
Thanks, fellas.
Chris, always so good to have around. Remember that when he got in Michigan a couple seasons. Oh, it was so awesome. So happy when he got it. And hopefully, you never know, next week at Atlanta Day, get that regular season win, or be a postseason win, and even maybe an all-star win. As into the green Geico restart zone we go. Green flag back out in the air, and we're back underway. 10 cars take the green flag with 10 cars only remaining in this race. 17 laps to go here from Auto Club in Fontana, California. Mikowski Starling back out on the racetrack, but heavily damaged, and Sullivan still in the pits. But at the front, it's Angelo Ronas, who might say the exhibition king, back out in front, the pole sitter. But here comes Samar with help from Ray Massey in the 32.
Massey's been quietly pushing people up to the front several times. He had Alan Dice there with him on the outside, and side by side here for the front, but not like we've seen it. Give these guys a couple laps, and I think you're going to see the 77 and the number 8 try to make a go at the lead.
Oh, I think you will, but remember, they do have the older tires. I'm curious to see how much it affects their maneuverability. As look at that, Massey shoots up to the middle of the racetrack, or the middle line, I should say. Rona's going to have to defend. No, he won't be able to. Look at the run from the 32 Clark Sprint Shop. Chevy Monte Carlo up through the middle here. He'll get the lead. Hatchell trying to hold on to older tires. Looks like he won't be able to. He slides the nose, but Massey slides the rear end. Almost gets hit from Golly, and Hatchell way up the racetrack he goes. And now the inside lane with Ronas, the middle lane with Ray Massey.
The number 8 couldn't keep the nose under him. He scrubs a lot of speed. The 77 on the same tires, giving a little bump to Horonis there as they go into 3. The 29 does a phenomenal job holding on to it. And now the Clark Print Shop 32 is going to pinch down on the 29. I think he's going to lead this time by, and the 32 does.
I think he will. And this back of the pack starting to jostle around for position between the 80 of Dennis Faircloth, Max Cost, and then Seth Hatcher kind of using that outside lane all the way on the 3rd lane. And then behind that gold car, Brandon Vasquez has been very quiet, although hadn't made a heck of a save, probably saving the night. Oh, look at that. Faircloth gets
really
a little
loose.
bit of a right rear there from Max Cost, and Vasquez with the run, but at the front, Massey pulling ahead. Ronas trying to do something on that bottom, but remember the car behind him and Chris Samar with a little bit older tires.
Yeah, not as good of a push here for the 29, and that's just a matter of partnership. The 54 of Yusuf Ghali doing a phenomenal job of keeping Ray Massey up front, as it looks like some turbulence on that inside line. The 77 starting to feel those old tires.
And last week's Charlotte winner, Yusuf Ghali, who will be, I believe, the second seed in points, in now 3rd, second on the outside lane. And here comes Dennis Faircloth, going to use that outer side, that 3rd lane, and try to make some hay up through the outside, but it just doesn't have any help. And now he'll have help from Seth Hatchell in that baby blue 8 car. But right now, just Faircloth doesn't seem to pull up. He'll pull net up next to Dice. He's going to get a nice push from Hatchell. Is it going to move him up and propel him up to maybe the lead? There's not a lot of cars in this pack either, so the energy's a lot less.
And you see some of these cars looking like the old IROC counterparts to the back of the day.
Massey, a big push.
They're still
the door with Ronas on the inside, but look at Faircloth on the outside, who was able to stay on the gas, and now he'll pull up to 2nd in line and maybe battle for the lead. That was almost the rest of the field collected in that. Vasquez way up the racetrack. Might need to get back down. And Faircloth going to start losing a little bit momentum, a little bit of momentum here, but he's going to need Hatcher to give him another push and see if he can propel him up to that lead. I just don't think there's enough right now. He needs one more car. He needs Vasquez to get up, although a nice shove from the 8.
They're able to maintain on the straightaways, but through these turns, that car is scrubbing so much speed running that outside. And you can see it right here. He loses ground to the 54. And
54's
now Golly's going to go up.
Look at that. What does Faircloth do? I can see Faircloth taking him 4 if he really needs to. He's got help, but no, he's not right there. He's going to push to 54. And now 3 wide, 2 rows deep here at Auto Club for the All-Star Race win. Golly way up the racetrack. And on the inside, all the way on that bottom, that black 29 car, Angelo Rodas, and then the rookie in the middle with Ray Massey, and now Massey going to pull ahead from the 54. The 54 going to lose some ground, although a nice shove from the 80 here.
And that's all over that car. I just realized it's all over it.
Is that
Who
like
made
the annoying
that?
orange? Is that the annoying orange on that car?
I think. I'm not
It looks
entirely
like it.
sure. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to do more diving into that one here. But that outside lane, like you said, it scrubs so much speed on the outside and in the corners, but on the straightaway, look at how much ground it's gaining. And now there's a third car up there, and now it's 3 rows deep of 3 wide, and now all 10 cars in this pack, and 9 of them are all side by side.
Watch on board with Chris Simard, how turbulent it is. He's right up on the back bumper of Angelo Horonis, who's been trading the lead with Ray Massey back and forth. But it's tight down here. These guys have had, what, 10, 15 laps of just pinned on the bottom, can't take their entry the way they want to.
Yeah, and that's kind of the strategy. If you're in the top and in the middle lane, you kind of want to push the guys in the bottom down because it hurts their momentum off the corners. Ooh, big moment from Cody Atkins all the way on the bottom of that 81 car. Colorful camo-looking car with the yellow, black, white, and red 81 machine. But look at right now, there's just a lot of movement, and it's killing that inside lane. Now the third lane lost the pusher, and now this is really going to hurt as Koss is going to start to lose the draft a little bit.
So momentum based. It's not like the newer Cup cars or really any NASCAR because the draft is so important. You have to stay in it the whole time or side draft it at the very least, and Costs starting to lose ground.
We're talking about drafting. We're talking about drafting in the next week as well at Atlanta. A lot, obviously, with the next-gen cars, but that race on the high banks of Atlanta practically races like Daytona with a little bit of tire wear. So that'll be interesting in a great opening race for the chase here. Look at this, guys bouncing off each other. Vasquez and Cost, big run. Is it enough? Vasquez is going to push Faircloth, and it's going to push Golly. And can Golly finally clear and get to the middle? Cost way up on the outside lane, but that middle lane propels ahead with Massey, but Dice struggling with handling.
And I'm at max cost right now. I'm going to take the normal arc on the turns because the draft isn't really helping you through those corners of the speed you're scrubbing off. I think I would dive it all the way to the bottom, then come back up real wide, use all of the track I can.
Oh, Golly's going to clear. That's exactly what he needed, and he'll get to the lead. Although, can't allow Massey to get close to him. Look at that. All of them sliding at the track. Tires starting to wear with coming to 7, now 8 laps to go here, and Massey going to give a nice shove to Golly. And unfortunately for Faircloth doesn't have any help, but Make's doing a heck of a job side drafting. He needs Vasquez or Cost to get up and help push him. Or even Dice if he can on Faircloth. What a
There's
story
Dice,
it
he'll
would
take
be for
it.
him. Yeah, here comes Dice to the outside. Is he going to be able to at least get up to Faircloth and push? And on the inside lane, Ronas was almost propelling ahead, but Golly pinching him down, pinching the exit here. And it looks like Dice going to get shuffled back here. That allows Vasquez to come up through the field. Can he help Faircloth here? They've been working together all night. Now's the chance. If Vasquez can get up to Faircloth to push him ahead, Faircloth side drafted really good and nice here. And this should allow him to at least carry some momentum. Oh, there's contact, Vasquez and Dice.
The 5 all the way up near the wall. He's able to collect it back up before he hits it, but he loses about 3 spots there. And he's going to have to get that momentum back. He still has a draft. He's not completely out of it, but now I see Max Cost all the way down there on the bottom.
Caution has been picking his way through, and he might have a chance when when we get to the end of this thing, because there's going to be a lot of beating and banging as Vasquez shoots up to the outside to help Dennis Faircloth, Massey up in the middle, Golly and Ronish, the two teammates side by side. Does Massey try to fake Golly out? No, he'll give him a shove down the backstretch. Now Hatchell up through the middle, Faircloth still on the outside, Vasquez going up to the outside to help out Faircloth, and Dice and Cost all back there, and that's about only 10 cars in this package as well. Only 11 cars in the lead lap, with Nick Starling a lot of damage, kind of putting around here about 23 seconds back. Cody Atkins pokes out of line, won't do anything back in line. Faircloth pitching as much as he can in the middle or down on the outside lane, trying to pinch that middle lane. He just doesn't have any help.
He's doing what he can to try to maintain and give himself a chance, but Vasquez is just not getting up to the back bumper, and we've watched Vasquez take a very wide entry several times.
Bottom line stack. Massey tried to shoot middle, just wasn't there for him. Faircloth gonna have a good run here, but he just doesn't have help to pull up. He'll pull up to tied with the guys in second here. He might even pull it next to Golly. Here comes Dice and Vasquez.
So the momentum swing back for the 5. If he can get it going again.
He needs to push Faircloth here. He'll have a nice run. He's got to push Faircloth here, because then they actually have a chance, and he's on him now, and this could propel Faircloth with a chance, or give him a chance. He'll push him here at the start-finish line, and that 80 car, he's pulled up next to him now. We're 3 by 3 for the lead. 5 laps to go.
Nice, really loose there in the entrance.
Faircloth needs Dice on that back bumper if he wants to have a chance. Golly gonna get a nice push from Massey, but Dice just isn't connected this time, and that's gonna hurt the 80 here down the straight. He'll pull next, but they bounce off each other between him and Massey. Dice now getting to Faircloth. I just think it's a little too late. He can't push him in the corner here, and he will.
He hits him anyway.
Faircloth's able to take the push, and now Massey sliding up. Dice just isn't. He's struggling in the corners, and then he falls way too far back on the straightaway for him to even have a chance to get up, to give the 80 a chance to pull up next to the 54. 4 laps to go at the line. The two teammates pretty much glued side by side between Golly and Ronish. Ronish's record on these exhibition races has been immense. Can he get another one to his name? Although Yusuf Golly going to make sure that that doesn't happen. Everybody but Angelo Ronish, I believe, has won the All-Star, or hasn't won the All-Star race. Now Hatchell looking up through the middle. Can he have anything for Faircloth? Faircloth fishtailing with a push from Dice.
Sizing him up here with 3 to go as they cross the line out of turn 4. And I can see the storm brewing.
Oh,
where's it going to start?
And I almost started with Faircloth. They bounce off each other once again. Still contact with 3 laps to go, and that's going to hurt Faircloth, falling back in the pack. Is Samard or even Massey willing to make the move 3 wide?
If I'm Faircloth right now, I'm going to drop down and try to get between the 8 and the 81.
Ooh, maybe will Cody Atkins be the first to maybe make a move?
There's the hole.
There. No, here comes Hatchell. Hatchell to the outside. Is he going to get help from Dennis Faircloth? The Faircloth not going up this time. And here comes Rona surging back on the inside lane. Faircloth now tucked in behind Massey. Massey gives a shove to Golly. Golly gets loose. And here comes Hatchell, but no help. Samard pushing Ronis down the front stretch. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. And now 2 to go here in the All-Star race. Who is going to win it? Faircloth jumps up to the outside. He'll take him 4.
I don't think that's going to work for Faircloth. He's going to lose all that ground in the 5 and the 63. They're going to be inside of him here on the backstretch. The 8 of Hatchell not getting any help.
Oh, man, big push on the inside lane. Hatchell now doesn't have anything for the 2 lanes below him. Massey getting antsy, trying to find a way around the 54. A lap and a half to go. 3 wide for second, but the 2 leaders stay glued side by side. Ronish pushes up the racetrack, forces Golly up. Does Atkins or Samard? Samard gets contact. That's speed. There goes Max Costa around. No caution. We stay green. 1 lap to go in the All-Star race. Golly surging ahead with help. Ronish, nobody behind him now. Hatchell all the way
And now the 54 of Golly has to play defense and break up this run on the
Oh, Ronis
inside.
on the inside. He's pushing up, but Massey's going to get into him. Massey's going to move him up the track. Massey gives the boot to Golly, but Golly has help from Hatchell. Dice gives a shove to Massey. All the way on the inside, it's Ronis and Samard. A half a lap to go in the All-Star race. Through 2 rows of 3x3 action. Samard bounces up. Massey makes contact with Golly. They're out of it. Here comes Samard. Fakes high. Looks low. Massey and Hatchell and Dice 4 wide. Hatchell gets turned. Samard streaks in front of him. And at the line, Angelo Ronis keeps the All-Star streak alive. Ronis wins again at an exhibition race. What a race. What a race. And Angelo Ronis keeps adds another All-Star race to his belt. And man, oh man, is that going to be good momentum going into the chase for the BTDY Cup.
Let's go back and watch on the instant replay that final finish, that final run. This is coming down the backstretch. We had a good blimp shot of this. The pinch there by Massey. That's what did it for Massey.
That's what did it for Golly right there. It shut both of them off. And then here coming at the line, Samard had a chance, bounced off of Dice. Dice got into Samard, spun him in front of Massey and Golly. They spin, and then Angelo Ronis keeps it ahead of everybody, and he gets the win. And now burning it down on the front stretch here, and Angelo Ronis, California dreaming once again in an all-star race. Oh, I think Golly just lose a tire.
He lost something.
I think he did. I think he lost the tire. But man, what a race there. And how about Angelo Ronis keeping the all-star streak line? I know he wants to get that illustrious points win. But right now, I mean, good momentum and going into Atlanta, which we know is going to race very similar to this. It's going to be a lot different. But the first race of the chase, and Angelo Ronis, your winner here tonight. And we'll interview your top 3 in just a moment after a quick commercial break. Angelo Ronis, Alan Dice, Cody Atkins, stick around for post-race interviews, and we'll be right back.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey Street Fairs. You can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Back here at the KHIO All-Star Night at Auto Club Speedway has concluded its 50 laps in its 2 stages. And the winner of tonight's event, Angela Hironis, getting it to victory lane and getting that cash prize for the fun race, the All-Star event, and BTDY putting on a great show in the street stocks. I enjoyed every second of it. But we're running down pit road to catch up with some of your top 3. We talked to Chris Simard there, didn't get the finish that he wanted, but now Cody Atkins gets to benefit from that, and I'm down here on pit road now with their 3rd place finisher, Cody Atkins. I tell you what, man, it was interesting to say the least. This car was so momentum based that it seemed like once you got in line, getting a pass completed for the lead was almost impossible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely took a good bit to get to the lead, with the low line having to lift a little bit more than the top, and just having to get a good pusher behind you.
Seemed like if you didn't have help, you weren't going to go anywhere. A lot of guys getting left out to dry, especially in that 3rd and 4th row. But you kept it down on the inside. You had some problems right in front of you coming out of turn 4, and you were able to avoid it and get that top 3.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck on the bottom for most of the race, but I was wrecking Chris just about every turn. So thankfully he saved it up until that last one, where he ended up in the wall. But yeah, that was a lot of work for a P3.
And a lot of work went into wheeling this thing around the racetrack and keeping it down there. But BTDY going to be off for Christmas break. We're into the full-fledged the chase. And do you guys have anything in store for us as far as off season here when we go on our little break? You got anything going on?
Not too much. We still have Atlanta next week, so that should be fun. I've never raced on the new Atlanta, so that'll be, I'm sure, a show. No, not too much for the holiday. Gonna take some time off and come back in the new year at Darlington. So.
Well, there you go. Dynamic track data, a new update, iRacing kicking off season 1, and we bring BTDY in the first race of the new track. Cody Atkins, do you have anyone you'd like to shout out and thank for 3rd place tonight?
Shout out to the loaded admin, or as they like to call them, the biased admins, and then the the boys for a great race this week.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Appreciate your time, Cody, and congrats on the top 3.
Thanks.
That's the 3rd place finisher, number 81, Cody Atkins, in the All-Star event, and good to hear his voice. Been a minute, but we're going to go down to another guy we haven't heard from in a while. That's your 2nd place finisher, Alan Dice, in the number 5. Dice, I tell you, man, you had like 4 moments there where it almost just all went away. You were up on the outside with Dennis. You got shuffled out, fell all the way back to like 8th. Then you work your way back to the middle line. And then somehow the seas part there on that final turn. You find yourself in 2nd position.
Yeah, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sending it. It just worked at the end. I don't know. It was fun. That was so much fun to drive.
Just send it. That's pretty much the mindset. I think some guys had a little too much of that tonight, especially in the first stage, where we saw guys really pinching and dooring each other. It kind of calmed down after that, but it looked like you guys could really lean on each other if it was in the right conditions.
Yeah, you definitely could. You could do a lot of bumping and leaning on each other, like you said. I don't know. It took a lot to wreck them, but also not. It depended on how loose they were in front of you, so you had to kind of judge that. Once we got used to that, I think it was okay. But goodness, it was fun.
Dancing on that line the whole time, and then you find the line. A few guys cross it. You're able to avoid all that carnage, and right there at the end, you come across the line in 2nd place. Alan Dice, congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think I got into the 77 a little bit. There was a lot of bumping there coming to the line, and I think the way that nose comes to a point got him a little bit. So sorry to him about that, but it was fun.
Well, outside of that, Alan, I know we got regular season programming coming back at Atlanta. It's going to be kind of more of the same, but just a little more horsepower. What do you got in store for us at Atlanta?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a fun one. I haven't raced. I guess it's the new Atlanta. I haven't raced Atlanta a ton since they changed it. I've done it a couple times. I'm typically not a huge fan of super speedway style racing, so we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun until it's not. That's usually how it goes.
That's usually how it goes. If it ain't fun, I don't do it. So you got to be having some form of fun. I think you guys will enjoy the race, and we'll enjoy broadcasting it. Alan Dice, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out for tonight's performance?
Hey, you guys, for putting on a broadcast, even on this kind of crazy night. And the guys back in the admin team doing a good job. The whole group there, and then shout out to Affinity for Gaming. I don't have their logo on the card tonight, but I am running a Pokemon scheme, so there is that. I know they're having their Pokemon night in a couple of nights, so shout out to those guys.
I figured there was some kind of relation there with the Pokemon scheme. So the 5 running the colors and the scheme, affinityforgaming.com. You can check them out as well. And Alan, we appreciate your time. Hopefully we get to talk to you again before Christmas break. Good luck at Atlanta.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good Christmas, but I'll talk to you.
So there's the second place finisher here tonight, and ultimately it comes down to one driver. Angelo Horonis keeps the streak alive, and we have Alec Martinez down in victory lane with him right now.
Yes, sir. Angelo Ronis, brother, you got it done again on an all-star race. I think it's the second one to your name now, and another exhibition race to your name, brother. How does it feel?
Definitely feels good. It's been a while since I've won pretty much any type of race since coming back, so definitely feels good. Definitely wasn't expected either. I was just hoping to just have some fun tonight and possibly contend, but I'm not sure how many laps I ended up leading, but ended up working out in the end.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a pretty good chance once you got up to the lead and was having good pushes from Chris Samard. Now, I got to ask you, I know the All-Star race, you get some money. Nothing wrong with that. But now the real work begins next week at Atlanta. The chase for the BTDY Cup starting. Does this help momentum going into next week and maybe for the rest of the season trying to get that first regular season win?
Definitely does help. I mean, still searching for that points paying race, that win that it's been eluding me for the few seasons that I've been here, but being being able to contend for wins, that's the main priority, and definitely winning tonight worked out, so we'll just see what happens at Atlanta.
For sure. Well, we appreciate your time, Angela. Go celebrate. Before I let you go, though, is anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yep, all my teammates at Sad Boys and Sorrowful Gentlemen, Adam, Ben, Bailey, Eric, Yusef, AJ, Jeff. Don't know if I'm missing anyone else, but all those guys are great. Everyone who is in this league, and you guys for putting on a good broadcast.
Well, we appreciate your time, Angela. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week for the start of the chase out in Atlanta.
Great, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
That's Angelo Ronis, your race winner here tonight from the Auto Club Speedway. A heck of a race it was, Bradley, let me tell you. Let's take a look at our race recap and our finishing results for the All-Star race rendition. Once again, I believe the 7th All-Star race in BTDY's history. 2 cautions, 29 lead changes. Angelo Ronis starts on the pole and gets the win. Alan Dice in second, Cody Atkins in third, Seth Hatchell fourth, Dennis Faircloth going to come home fifth, Ray Massey sixth, sliding backwards across the start-finish line. Also sliding backwards was Yusuf Ghali in seventh, and as well backwards was Chris Samard in eighth. Brandon Vasquez comes home ninth, and Max Cost finishes in 10th.
11th spot's going to belong to Nick Starling. Tough break for him. He was up front, got caught up there just before the stage break. 03 of Noah Mikowski, who led quite a few laps, ends up DNFing here tonight at the midway break. Dallas Sullivan, another one of those cars, and Joshua Banks. Alec Martinez and Adam Cabot caught up in that first caution with the big wreck of Banks and Cabot going into the outside wall. But overall, I mean, it was pretty fun to watch. You guys were able to really lean on each other, door to door, 3, 4, 5 wide. We haven't seen that at any time in this season. I had a lot of fun presenting this one, Alec.
It was really a great time, and now next week, the real work begins for those who have made it in the chase. The top 12 that have made it into the chase with Jeff Wright. I know he wasn't here tonight, but he is the number 1 seed, and I believe Yusuf Ghali is the 2nd seed, 3rd seed is going to be Adam Cabot. And then Jeff Wright, again, reigning champion. And man, oh man, he's got the advantage winning the regular season championship. And I can't wait to get started out in Atlanta. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. And I hope everybody tunes in before we head off into the Christmas and New Year's break. But man, it's going to be fun.
So, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here from Fontana, California in the virtual Auto Club Speedway. Live on VSPEED. BTDY All-Star Night has concluded the KHIO All-Star event. If you did enjoy tonight's broadcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single race when we go live next week in Atlanta at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. And also racing on Monday nights, the VSRL Cup Series is putting together a great season. We're down to the last race at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Chicagoland Speedway. But for everybody at VSPEED, Adam Baker, Eddie Smith, Alec Martinez, Morgan Cook, Connor Horn, and everyone in between, this is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.